I continue? Should I start again? Explain it
You can
once again.
continue. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I explained the purpose of the project. So the next I'll be explaining my project completely. And if you find any kind of query, please ask me. Stop and ask me. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is the project root, and my aim was to create a Next.js and TypeScript project. So I choose a project that is simple, and it is a contact manager application that manages the contact, and we can save contact, create contact, and delete contact. It is all based upon the Next.js and TypeScript.
Okay.
Okay. So the first I will explain is the project structure, that is project directory. So the name of the project is My Next App. It's a simple name. And then there comes the project structure. So the two main important things that need to understand is this first is GitHub workflows. Inside that there is a ci.yaml file, and the next is the app folder. So these two are the main component of this project. Inside the app component, everything related to this project is written. Whatever I have developed is developed inside this app folder. So the first is this component. This component contains multiple .tsx file that are Next.js files, and I will not go deep inside these
Mhm.
files because these are not relevant regarding my project, because the project uh, is intended towards the CI thing. But I'll show how this project works.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first is this component. Then I have date dot underscore data folder that stores the data of the contact. Then I have library file that contains the session of the application, like when a user log in, log out, or get session details. So this stored the session data. Then I have the types folder that contains the context.typescript file. That means ki, what type of contact would be added. That is, the contact must contain an ID, which will be of type string. The contact must contain a name, email, and user ID. And similarly, the user who will log in the application should have these following properties. That is, it must have an ID, a name, and an email address. Then I have this folder of authentication and login. It is nothing, just a basic CSS file to showcase the project beautifully. And again, there is an action folder. Inside this action folder, the whatever action a user takes, whether I am clicking on a button, whether I'm a login on the page, or I am deleting something, it comes under action thing, and the code, the logic behind that is written inside this action folder. So the first is this authentication.typescript file, and the next is a contact file, and then is the page.ts. It is the basic page. It doesn't matter. What matters is auth.ts and contact.ts. Contact.ts contains thing important thing, that is creation of a contact, updation of a contact, and uh, deletion of a contact. So
Mhm.
these are the actions which is performed by user. The next I will show it on the UI part, but first I am just going through the project structure. Okay.
Can you also explain the auth.ts once again?
Okay. So this auth.ts folder, it is a TypeScript folder. So whenever I am trying to log in, so the logic behind that is written inside this auth.ts folder. So what if I go deep? So it contains the API URL, that is localhost 3000 port number 3001, and it's a JSON server. So I explained that my data is stored inside this db.json folder, right? So
Mhm.
this db.json folder accesses the data with that URL path, localhost port 3001. Let me show it first. So here you can see that localhost 3001 contact. This is the folder path, and inside that I can access the contact, whatever contact it has been stored, or the user detail it has stored. These
Okay.
all are stored inside the local folder as a JSON file.
Got it. Continue.
So this is API URL. It takes the API URL, and then here we can see that it fetches the API URL. Then user dot question mark email, that means user email. We can see it here.
Great.
Select user, then email. It asks for the user email. Okay. Once the email is got, then for the password. So it
Okay.
fetches the password, it validates, and then login. If everything remains the perfect, if everything matches, it logins the user. So the data, the logic behind the authentication is written inside this auth.ts file. Okay, this is
Okay.
auth.ts file. Okay, then there's a contact folder. Inside that contact folder, we have two more folders, which the first one is edit. So when we type edit, the next I will show it on the UI part. First, let me log out it. The next I will show UI part in later. And there's the edit part and there's a new folder. I will explain it once I am on the UI. So for that, let me go to this contact manager application. So I previously ran the contact manager application. That's why it is visible here. Uh, but I wanted to start from the very scratch. So I will delete it and I will go to the console page. Here, my application is running. As we can see, there is a multiple call, get, put, post calls. What I will do is first I will stop it. It is asking for the permission. I will give it Y. Okay. So now my application has been stopped. If I run the local host again, it will not show. Not AI part. As we can see, this site cannot be reached. Why it
Mm.
cannot be reached? Because my project has been stopped. The server has stopped, so the project is not visible yet. Let
Okay.
me start my project once again from the very scratch. So what I will do, npm run dev. You can see the project has started. Okay, so here we can see there are two ways to access the project. The first is the local way. Since I'm working on my own machine, so I can access it through localhost port number 3000. Or if someone wants to access it through network, uh, he can access it through this link. If you want to access it on your own phone, you can type this URL and the project will be visible on your phone.
Okay. Perfect.
So this is localhost. Let me start the project. Okay, since I ran the application and it refreshes. Once the server started, it automatically loaded. Okay, then this is the UI page. This is the contact manager UI page. Welcome to contact manager. This is image. Once we log in, let me log in with the user one at the rate gmail.com and I'll enter the password 123456. There is I log in and we can see the contacts that are saved. Uh,
You got stuck? Yeah, you are back.
just a second. Actually, my network was gone.
Okay.
Okay. So since I log in from the user one account, we can see that user one has saved some of the contacts. The first is John and second one is this. I can delete the contact, I can edit the contact, or I can add new contact. So if you allow me, I can do any of this, or I can do everything.
Okay. Just
So
show me a bit of it. Any one thing.
edit. Okay,
Yes.
let me edit. So I'll edit this. Since I have half name written, I'll write it complete. Ayush. I'll capitalize it. Ayush Tiwari. Okay, email. Let me change to 234 and let me save contact. Okay, so the message pop up. Contact saved successfully.
Mm.
Okay. Now we can see that the contact has been edited.
Right.
Why this action was performed? Because there was an edit page here, and inside this edit page, the logic behind the edit was written here. Okay, so this calls the edit form. Uh, the edit button is called, and inside that edit button, a contact form was called. The contact form logic is written here, and inside that contact form, you can see the logic behind everything is written in the contact form. whatever we need to perform is written here. Okay. So this
Mhm.
was the first part of my project, that is explaining the project structure and showing that the project really works, the UI part of the project. And I'll be continuing to the next part of the project, that is the main thing, the CI thing, that is continuous integration thing. In that part, I had to perform a gated check that if I am doing something on my local machine, I will push it to the GitHub account. On GitHub account, before when I push the code to the test branch of the GitHub account,
Mhm.
so it will perform three major checks. That is run lint check, type check, and build check. So for that, I created a .github folder inside my root structure of the project. That is my next step. This is a root folder.
Mhm.
Inside that .github file, I created a workflows file because the GitHub action C checks for the folder as it is. It sees the folder name as .github/workflows. Inside that slash workflows, it searches for the .yaml file.
Mhm.
So inside that workflows, I wrote a ci.yaml file, and inside that ci.yaml file, I wrote the basic Groovy syntax uh, file. It is a CI code. What it does, on, the first thing is on, like when it need to perform. So whenever the code will be pushed from the branch test or pull request will be performed from the branch main, the code will run. What job will be performed? So it will perform a quality check job. Now
Okay.
here it is a setup, because to perform these jobs, the GitHub action will require a system or server. So here is the description about that. It will use Ubuntu latest server, and then the next thing is steps. What steps would be performed? The first, it will check out the code. Whatever code is pushed, it will check out first. Then, since my I'm using Next.js and TypeScript, that runs on the machine known as node.js file. So it will set up node.js with I have to give node version. So node version 20, since I'm working on the node version 20, it's the latest version. It uses node version 20, and cache npm, since every directory is installed using npm. Npm is the code word uh, for anything to download inside your folder structure for a Node.js application. Npm run, npm install, npm everything, npm run lint, everything is performed through npm code. So I gave cache npm. So the next thing would be, it will install all the dependencies. Since this project uh, comes with multiple dependencies, like installing the Tailwind CSS, installing the React folders, everything. So it will install all the dependencies that are required through this code npm CI. The next, it will perform lint check, that is run lint. The code for this is npm run lint. The next, it will check type check. Uh, the code to run is npm run type check. The next, it is run build and npm run build. So the
Okay.
GitHub action will perform these three major step checks, and I will show the next how it has already performed, because I have already done everything.
Mhm.
So this was the basic ci.yaml file uh, to automate the three type checking, that is run lint check, type check, and build check. Okay.
Okay.
So for this, let me go to terminal, start a new terminal, change the product cd my next app. Okay. So here we can see that I'm on the project structure. I can perform these three type checks locally. So I'll perform one check because it takes much time. So let me perform that npm run lint. Whatever I am doing manually, the GitHub actions on pushing the code performs automatically. But first, let me perform it manually. So here we can see that there are zero errors. Warning can be ignored because warnings are not the things to be known. Only errors are performed and corrected. So here are zero errors. So my code is perfect. It is lint check is perfect. And let me show the GitHub account. Okay. So this is the GitHub account on which the every part of the code is saved. Here we can see there are two branches, main and test branches. So whatever code I was writing on the VS code, I pushed it through the test branch. This is the test branch. Every code is pushed to the test branch, and here checking was performed. So we can see that all checks have been passed. So it can be shown in detail.
Okay.
There's a n number of things that are performed and checked, and we got a quality check as green. So here we can see this is a green symbol. That means the code is perfect. It is ready to uh, pull on the main branch. So here we can see that I have multiple commits, and with each commit, there are multiple checks, some performed and some didn't. So after every red error, I fixed them and again pushed the code, and finally I got the green build. And this was the CI part. After after saving everything of my local machine to the test branch of the GitHub, finally, I did a pull request to the main branch since there are two branches. Initially, we saw the test and the main branch. Once the code is being pushed to the test branch, it is tested for branch lint check, type check, and build check. Once every check is okay, then you have to do a pull request to the main branch. That is, whatever written on the test branch should now come to the main branch because main branch is the real production branch. So I performed the PR request. So here we can see one closed. So it is also performed. There we can see that pull request successfully merged and closed. It only occurred because two quality checks were performed and it was passed. Then only the code was merged to the main branch.
Okay.
So now this was the whole project what
Okay.
I have done.
Perfect. Good. All right, Ayush. So well done on the project part. You seemed more
Wow.
confident today, and it was better than what you did last time. So these are the good things which you did. Let me talk about the area of opportunity. Although I have recorded this session and I wanted ChatGPT to record your voice, but it failed, so I had to do it manually. So I have written
Okay.
it, and let me discuss a few things here.
First, can I stop presenting
Yes,
it
yes,
because it is
absolutely.
okay.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can share my screen. Let me try. I think I should.
Here's the option of share screen.
Okay, let me check then. Hmm. Okay, I think I should be able to. Basically, I'm also recording the session. You can see my screen?
Yes, Mama, it is visible perfectly.
Okay. So as far as your project is concerned, I don't think there is any problem. And if it was there, I am not very technically sound, so I apologize upfront for that. I won't be able to guide you on that. But as far as the other things, your body language and how you pronounce the word, the grammatical structure, and other things, I noted these points and I would like to discuss it one by one.
Okay, I'm sure.
You used a word no any error. So no के साथ any नहीं आता है कभी भी. ठीक है. So there was either you can say there was no error or there is no error. ठीक है. So basically there is no error. आप यहाँ पे ये बोल सकते हैं. And stop and ask me. आपने बोला कि जहाँ पे बेसिकली आप कहना चाह रहे थे अगर आपको कोई कंफ्यूजन होगी तो आप मुझे रोक के पूछ लेना. ठीक है.
Right.
ऑलवेज बी कर्टियस एंड पोलाइट. डोंट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वर्ब. हमेशा प्लीज से स्टार्ट करना कोई भी चीज़. ठीक है. It is not very
Okay.
major factor, but it is being polite with the interviewer, and that too when you are giving your final shots. ठीक है. So if in case ऐसे बोलना है उस जगह पे, all right sir, if in case I am not able to explain anything properly, you may stop me and ask the question. और उसमें टोन भी वैसी होनी चाहिए. ठीक है. आपका जो कथन था वो ऐसा था कि स्टॉप एंड आस्क मी. ये ऐसा लग रहा है कि जाओ मेरे लिए पानी ले आओ. ठीक है. तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए
I
उसमें लिख के.
understand.
ठीक ठीक है, एक आप कंटेंट कहना चाह रहे थे पर उसे कॉन्टैक्ट की आवाज़ मुझे सुनाई दे रही थी। तो आप मेरे ख्याल से कंटेंट इस वाले की बात कर रहे थे, कंटेंट प्रेजेंट कर रहे थे,
राइट।
ना कि कॉन्टैक्ट। या अगर ये कर रहे थे तो ये बोला आपने, क्या कहना चाह रहे थे वैसे?
कंटेंट ही बोलना चाह रहा था मैं उसको।
अच्छा,
कंटेंट
ठीक है। सो
टेक्निकली होगा।
क्योंकि उस कंटेंट के अंदर कॉन्टैक्ट भी रहे होंगे शायद, या तो।
यस यस। राइट।
हाँ, तो बाइफरकेशन ऑफ बोथ इज नेसेसरी कि एट व्हाट टाइम यू वांट टू से व्हाट। ठीक है, तो मे बी एट दिस पॉइंट यू सेट इट करेक्टली, बट एज यू प्रोग्रेस्ड you missed on something with the pronunciation of these two. अच्छा, आपने जो प्रोजेक्ट दिया उसका एंड टाइटल रखा, कोई सेव नहीं किया अभी इस फाइल का नाम कुछ भी, जैसे व्हेन यू स्टार्टेड
माई नेक्स्ट
प्रेजेंटिंग?
माई नेक्स्ट ऐप।
अच्छा, अभी मैं जो दिखा था स्क्रीन में तो वो अनटाइटल दिखा था मुझे, जब शुरू में दिखा था तो जो पहली
एक्चुअली।
स्क्रीन आपने मुझे दिखाई थी उस पे अनटाइटल करके कुछ लिख के आया था।
ओके, दैट वाज अनटाइटल्ड वर्क स्पेस। ओके।
तो उसका ना अनटाइटल को हटाया जा सकता है किसी तरह से वहां से?
हाँ बिल्कुल, इसमें वर्क स्पेस को मैं कुछ भी नेम दे सकता हूँ, बट वो जनरली वो अनटाइटल्ड ही रहता है बिकॉज वर्क स्पेस डिफाइंड नहीं है।
ओके, फाइन। तो या तो लिख दो नॉट डिफाइंड। अनटाइटल इज लाइक इट इज टेकिंग ऑटोमेटिकली फ्रॉम समवेयर, जैसे नहीं सेव किया, कोई नाम नहीं दिया। आप उनको ये होना चाहिए कि इट्स नॉट दैट कि आपको पता नहीं है, अगर आप चाहे कुछ भी और नाम रख दो वहाँ पे, ये नॉट
एक्चुअली वो ना एक
डिफाइंड।
आईडी है, वीएस कोड, विजुअल स्टूडियो कोड, उसको डेवलपर्स यूज करते हैं। तो जनरली जब एक इन्वायरमेंट होता है, मल्टीपल डेवलपर्स काम कर रहे होते हैं, तो एक वर्क स्पेस क्रिएट हो जाता है वहाँ पे।
ओके ओके।
तो
क्योंकि
बस।
नॉर्मली मैं क्या करता हूँ, जैसे नोट पैड है तो अगर मैंने कोई नाम नहीं दिया तो अनटाइटल हो गया वो। ठीक है,
राइट।
अगर उसी
राइट।
तरह से कुछ वो मैच हो रहा होगा तो आई एम नॉट श्योर, या अगर कोई और टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट है देन यू नो बेटर देन व्हाट आई नो। ठीक है, तो इफ इट रिक्वायर्स चेंजेस डू इट।
नो नो इशू, आई चेंज इट।
हाँ, बट लेकिन ऐसा भी नहीं कि नहीं चेंज करना और फिर भी कर दिया, मतलब यू शुड नो कि मतलब आप क्या कर रहे हो। ठीक है, कॉन्शियसली
नहीं,
यू
कोई
शुड बी
कोई
अवेयर।
इशू नहीं है मामा। उसका एक्चुअली क्या है कि वो मैं अपन फोल्डर क्रिएट करते हैं उसको, फिर इन फोल्डर को हम इसमें ऐड कर देते हैं। तो
दैट्स फाइन।
वर्क स्पेस का कोई रिक्वायरमेंट ही नहीं रहता। वो वर्क स्पेस एज इट इज है, उसको हटाया भी जा सकता है, उसको कुछ भी कर सकते हो।
ठीक है, देन इफ इट वर्क्स देन इट इज परफेक्टली फाइन, सो लेट मी डिलीट दिस वन। अच्छा, कुछ बोल रहे थे आप मेरे, इट इज आप बोलना चाहते हैं इट इज इंटेंडेड टू सी आई थिंग, ये कुछ कहना चाह रहे थे आप, पता नहीं कुछ सी आई थी कुछ था। आपको कुछ याद है कि सी आई क्या होता है? कहीं बीच में कुछ वर्ड इस्तेमाल किया था आपने।
CI is continuous integration. Actually, the project is intended for majorly for the CI thing, CI purpose,
ओके,
continuous integration purpose.
राइट राइट। तो थिंग वर्ड मत यूज करना फिर उस जगह पे, वस्तु नहीं है कोई चीज़। ठीक है, तो अभी जैसे पर्पस उसका कोई उद्देश्य है। ठीक है, तो इवन फॉर द टेक्निकल पर्पस थिंग इज नॉट अप्रोप्रिएट, इट इज इंटेंडेड फॉर द सी आई और कंटिन्यूस इंटीग्रेशन पर्पस, एंड इट लुक्स मोर साउंड एंड मोर प्रोफेशनल।
I will take screenshot of all these.
हाँ, although it is recorded I will share this with you, but still take the screenshot as well. ठीक है, so correct it. When a user logs in and log in, आप इस जगह पे पास्ट टेंस यूज करते हो कई बार। ठीक है, जैसे एस और यस इंडेफिनिट की जगह पास्ट में बताते रहते हो। ये सॉरी, हाँ, लॉग इन बोलते हो, जैसे व्हेन अ यूजर लॉग इन, एक्चुअली इट इज लॉग्स इन, बाद में आप सही कर रहे थे, लेकिन डोंट स्विच बिटवीन बोथ, कि आप एक जगह जैसे सही बोले दूसरी जगह भी उसका ध्यान ही रखो।
Okay, all right.
दैट मीन्स कि हिंदी वर्ड, ये इसमें जो की वर्ड यूज करते हो ना कई बार आप, ये नहीं होना चाहिए कई बार।
I'll,
उसको ना समझ में तो नहीं आएगा क्योंकि वो साउथ इंडियन है, लेकिन वो
right.
कहीं सोचेगा कि यार ये कुछ तो बोलता है बीच में, वो उसे जार्गन की तरह ले लेगा। ठीक है। अच्छा,
I'll,
ऑथ टीएस में यूज क्रेडेंशियल इंस्टेड ऑफ पासवर्ड। मैं मतलब ऐसा सोच रहा था कि शायद आप पासवर्ड बोल रहे थे ऑथ टीएस जब एक्सप्लेन कर रहे थे आप, तो उसमें आप बताते कि इसके अंदर पासवर्ड डाला जाता है। तो मुझे लगा कि क्या आप उस जगह पे क्रेडेंशियल वर्ड भी बोल सकते हैं या सिर्फ पासवर्ड ही बोलते हैं वहाँ पे?
credential is perfect instead of password actually.
तो मुझे ये लगा कि हो सकता है यूज़र नेम भी हो, मुझे पासवर्ड दिखा वहाँ पे, तो मैं सिर्फ पासवर्ड पे ही रुका रहा।
Auth.ts uses credential because credential also contains user name,
अच्छा
sorry, user email.
अच्छा। अच्छा,
So credential would be better word, I guess. Yes.
हाँ, तो मुझे यही लगा कि शायद ये बेटर ज़्यादा सूटेड हो उस जगह पे, ठीक है, इंस्टेड ऑफ पासवर्ड। वंस द स्टेट वर स्टार्टेड इट, अच्छा मैंने कुछ अपने लिए लिखा था, वंस द स्टार्ट वर्सेस स्टार्टेड, अच्छा अच्छा, ये आप पास्ट टेंस में बोल रहे थे कुछ, वंस द स्टेट वर्सेस स्टार्टेड, अच्छा वंस इट स्टार्ट वर्सेस स्टार्टेड इट विल ऑलरेडी लोडेड, ये वर्ड यूज किया था आपने वहां पे। तो बेसिकली अगर आप कह रहे थे कि पहले ये वंस इट स्टार्टेड देन इट ऑलरेडी लोडेड, कुछ है नहीं, कोशिश कर रहे थे आप। तो अगर आप कोई सीरीज में बता रहे हो तो हमेशा प्रेजेंट इंडेफिनिट टेंस ही यूज करना,
ओके।
ठीक है। सो नेवर गो बैक की मतलब जैसे आप इट ऑलरेडी लोडेड ऐसा कुछ बोल रहे थे कि ऐसा होगा तो ऐसा हो जाएगा, तो
वो
मुझे समझ
उस
में
टाइम
नहीं
पे
आया।
मैंने लॉग इन किया था एंड वो फिर वो कॉन्टैक्ट लोड हुए थे, उस टाइम पे मैंने बोला था ये, राइट।
तो मुझे वो लाइन समझ में आई नहीं, पर वो ना ग्रामेटिकली कुछ लगा था मुझे उस जगह पे कि आप कुछ तो कह रहे हो जो कि मतलब इट इज़ नॉट ग्रामेटिकली अलाइंड इस समय पे। पास्ट वर्सेस प्रेजेंट इंडेफिनिट टेंस में था उस जगह थोड़ा सा। एक्चुअली माई नेटवर्क वॉज गॉन एंड देन देर वॉज नो अपॉलॉजी फॉर इट,
राइट।
ठीक है। तो अगर आप कहीं से भी आ जाते हो, कोई भी नेटवर्क, इट इज़ वेरी नॉर्मल, बट हाउ यू हैंडल इट, दैट माइट बी पार्ट ऑफ योर बॉडी जेस्चर, योर बॉडी लैंग्वेज, ठीक है। तो
राइट।
उस जगह बोलना कि आई एम सॉरी सर देयर वाज अ नेटवर्क फ्लक्चुएशन, ठीक है। एंड एम आई ऑडिबल? तो दिस इज समथिंग विच आई नोटेड, अदरवाइज यू विल बी एबल टू क्लियर द प्रोजेक्ट पार्ट ऑल्सो, ठीक है। तो आपका वो क्लियर हो जाएगा। आप हो?
हेलो।
हाँ हाँ, ठीक है।
बस आई थिंक मामा network issues there from my side. I'm not able to understand this from my side or from your side.
हाँ, इट इज़ फ्रॉम माई साइड। गुड, आई लाइक योर प्रेजेंटेशन एंड आपको आस्किंग दिस स्किल। आपको पता था कि मेरी साइड है, लेकिन द वे यू आस्क्ड आई रियली लाइक्ड इट, ठीक है। तो इट इट डिडंट टर्न आउट टू बी अ ब्लेम गेम। आपने बोला कि आई एम नॉट श्योर वेदर इट इज़ फ्रॉम योर एंड और फ्रॉम माई एंड, तो विच इज़ गुड हैंडलिंग, गुड, ठीक है। अगर ये वहाँ पे भी
Thank you
होता है
so
तो
much.
ऐसे ही हैंडल करना है।
Sure, because right now I'm in a proper mood, proper state because uh,
राइट।
when I was explaining, I was more technically aligned and I was not very much aware of what is going on next.
हम्म।
So one thing I would say, Mama, ki,
हम्म
not key,
हम्म
not key.
हम्म,
This project is like 80% completed.
ओके।
From interviewer point of aspect, it is 100% complete because what he did, what he asked to do, I did it. But now I wanted to do further more things, to add more things such as Docker for containerization.
हम्म
He also just gave me a little bit hint like if you want to do, you can do.
हम्म,
So I will add those technology as well, like today only.
ओके, परफेक्ट, परफेक्ट, all right, do it. And if you need any help, you want to connect on this, you are always welcome to do it, all right. So I'm on
Okay.
leave today and tomorrow as well, we can connect, and you will certainly be able to make it, you will clear it, right?
Thank you so much, Ram. Thank you so much.
Yes, and congratulations on your selection with TCS. Okay.
Okay, Ram, thank you so much. Actually, I didn't tell it because it is not officially came from TCS yet because the
Okay.
mail I have not received any mail. But
Okay.
from the college side, we have got the list of selected candidates. So I was waiting for the mail from TCS to come so that I can uh, tell everybody that I
Okay.
was waiting for the mail.
All right. That is fine. And just a second. Mhm.
So I have I have took the screenshot.
Okay. Okay. That is it. And do you have any other question for me?
Uh, about my body language, Hama, if you want to say anything like how I should sit or this place is perfect.
No, no, you are perfectly fine. It's just that bit of things that I noticed, I have already conveyed to you. And you have already done a lot of practice. It speaks a lot. It means before giving this presentation, you have already been into this kind of presentation and other things for last 1 year, it seems. and that is why you're confident now. You must remember how your first presentation went, right? You must have lose the hope and not
I
your
repeat.
right. So the way you presented it showed all, and I'm happy that you are able to communicate properly, present yourself properly, right?
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you.
All right, that was it from my end, and I'm going to send this recording to you. I'm not sure whether I can WhatsApp or not because it is 30 minutes recording right now. I'll try to send it. Let me see if I can send it to you. Okay.
So like it is a huge file, I guess.
Yes, yes. So let me see. I'm taking it from the snipping tool, and there
Okay,
is a recording option. Uh,
it
if it
will be
works,
around more than 1 GB or 2 GB file.
okay, okay. So if it goes, that is fine. Otherwise, what I'll do, I'll okay, no ways, no worries. Otherwise, you know what I have discussed, and you have already taken the screenshot, right?
Screenshot. Yes, right on.
Okay. ठीक है आयुष, wish you good luck and do your best. You will make it.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.